Love the World today is a brand that does sustainable clothing for children. The reason we call it sustainable is because we realize that you can choose organic or you can choose dyeing methods, but eventually any one method is not going to make much of a difference really. Because when you look at India, there are many conditions in terms of farmer suicides because of all the genetically modified seeds, etc. That's one area. Environment is another, a whole new aspect where dyeing and the waste management in factories is concerned. Artisans and reviving various art forms is such a big concern, and you don't know how to tap into so many things. We realized we'll probably create a brand that works with all. You don't have to just be organic or just a brand that does herbal dyeing or just a brand that supports farmers or just a brand that stands for environment. But it's about creating a better world, a more wholesome sort of all-encompassing world. So which is why we make clothes with organic fabrics that are herbal dyed, fabrics that are hand woven, working with artisans. Yeah, so that's actually quite bizarre because I had this habit of, so every time I was having a good day, I used to end my day with, oh my god, I love the world today. And then I realized it's actually a nice sort of phrase that sort of caught on in my personal life. I had a tough time convincing her.
It's a very, yeah, it took me quite a bit of a time to get convinced with the name, but I thought it was too long. But yeah, I think it's a very positive one, it's very affirmative. So love the world today, it's just very positive. It's got very positive vibes and good energy. I think that's what our brand brings in.
That and two, also the focus on today. Like you've got to do things today, right?
To make a difference, yeah.
Better for your kids. And there's another reason why we thought we want to stick with working with kids because I'm also an educator and I feel that children are actually quite intelligent. We have this tendency of thinking, oh, they're kids. But they're capable of making some smart choices. It's about the exposure you give them. So if at this point in their life, if you're giving them clothes which sort of have so much value behind them, they will grow up to be people who are making better choices, So that's I Spy pocket top. It's this cute little top which has two invisible pockets. And there's a pocket full of sunshine, which is done in this tie and dye method, which we
hand dyed. Yeah, and hand dyed with turmeric.
Oh,
so
great.
It's herbal dyed, yeah. And a lot of ruffles, and it's a very flowy and a free. It's a beautiful dress,
I think the most special thing about working together is that being sisters, your childhood and associations are all. As in, you don't have to explain and go into details. It's like that, you remember
just,
that
comes
and
naturally.
It just comes naturally. And in fact, most of our designs are inspired by our childhood. Because our fathers had a great influence on who we are, how we've grown up, and just all of it, and how even our brand runs. I think all our creative inputs probably come from what, our father told us many years ago when we were children. Totally. All the stories from this. We also, she's got a daughter.
Yeah, 3-year-old, 3.5.
My niece. So actually a lot of our work and life revolves around her. In fact, I think all of our labels have like a milestone, age related. I think she's been a big source of inspiration for that because every age specific milestone is on the label, but that's for the mother. Just like to celebrate
and I
motherhood.
Think mothers will totally relate to that because we all gone through that.
This particular collection is called the Winter Sun, and it's bizarre because Bombay doesn't have winter, so to say, right? So we did not want to make winter clothes. It's called the Winter Sun because it's about that particular emotion from our childhood. Like we had this ritual at home. It's a very silly one, but I'll still share it. So early in the morning when the sun would be out, like winter months, our mother would put us in the balcony. This was our old house, so we had a balcony there. And she put us in the balcony and we would get
a bottle of oil.
Yeah, she'd give us a bottle of oil and she would go into the kitchen, but we would be like occupied for the next 1 hour just applying oil on our dry skin. And just
sunbathe and just take
for that, because the sun would keep moving and then you would have just that one spot in the balcony which would be
slightly warm, yeah.
So just that feeling of being in that spot of sun and then sort of, fighting over it and then eventually ending up sharing that spot. Yeah, so that is a big influence
for this collection.
It was just about that feeling that it evokes. Even the first collection, I think for us, our dad was the reason why we realized, cloud gazing is something.
Yeah.
So the first collection is called Once Upon a Cotton Cloud,
Yeah.
because the whole inspiration was just taking time off to look at clouds.
The whole feeling of nothingness, just doing nothing and just looking out. Because nowadays we don't do that.
Yes.
Just slow down and just look around.
There's something else we're actually trying to expand into, but it's all like at idea level right now. But that's highly inspired by my dad, because he used to read out stories to us, and after a point, instead of reading out, he would make stories. And then there was this one particular story he used to tell us, which went on for months, I think. It was the same story, but he would add some more detail every night, and it was fully made by him. And it's so clear in our heads.
Yeah, like we can actually narrate it right now, because it's so, like, we just distinctly remember it so well.
Yeah, so now we're also trying to get in the space of stories and that for children.
Yeah.
So our next couple of products and things that we're doing is going to be around that.
Yes.
So just creating this whole world for children, which is very inspired from our childhood, and yeah.
Great, thank you.